From the liberal Northeast comes a lone voice of truth. Honest commentary in dishonest times. Think deeper with Juan Newsom. This is the Cure Radio Program. This is the Cure.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Juan and Kathy Talk radio show. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Kat Hernandez, and joining me is Mr. Juan Newsom. Say hi, Juan.
Hey.
So, if you didn't know, the selected winner of our botched debacle of an election is
Sleepy Joe.
Well, I was gonna say Pedo Joe, but okay, Sleepy Joe Biden,
China Joe, Sleepy Joe,
Beijing Biden,
Jim Crow Joe. I mean, you could go with any one of those.
I mean, so here's reality, right? We in reality land now.
Yep.
Despite what anybody wants to say, you know this election is not a clean cut, straightforward, we have a winner, we have a loser election. At this point, everybody involved, to me, is a loser. The whole system is a, because this is stuff that we predicted before. How many weeks ago did we say that the cheating was going to happen in the vote by mail? And we predicted Michigan, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Texas. We predicted all of these locations were going to experience this exact problem. And lo and behold, here we are. And we also predicted that right after they declare Joe Biden president, coronavirus was going to go away. 4 days, Juan, 4 days. And Pfizer comes out with the vaccine that's 90% effective. Come on, man. Come on, man.
And guess what? Sleepy Joe is going to try to claim credit for it.
The same way that Obama's claiming credit for the economy.
Exactly.
It's like outrageous.
A joke. It is a complete joke.
It's such a sham, and it's so shameful that at this point, conservatives and Republicans are so disgusted with the way everything has come about, disgusted with the news media, especially Fox News, the only stronghold, the only one that kind of had representation for anybody who leans Republican or conservative. They went into the shithole world of the ABC land. So you know what? I'm not watching anymore. That's for damn sure. But they could go and fight for the ratings of CNN and ABC and NBC if that's who they want to compete with.
Yeah. So I've actually been watching on One America News and Newsmax TV, and they have been way more informative, I think, than Fox. Also, I was rolling through Philly the other day, and
oh dear Lord, God help you.
And it was mad. It was like there's a movement there called Stop the Steal,
right?
And they're trying to, they were protesting these results in Arizona, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, Michigan, Wisconsin, and North Carolina. They're basically they are a protesting group. Yeah. And so they're there in Pennsylvania. There were also counter protesters there. Freedom Works was also there. So it was roughly about 500-600 people, like in the immediate area, but more circling around them. I just couldn't get a good look of everyone, but it was nuts. It was really nuts.
People are really angry because it's so blatant, and they don't care that it's blatant. They don't care because they know the fix was in. Why do you think that Joe Biden could stay in his basement for weeks and weeks and never talk to the news media? Because they already declared him the winner. They had already declared him the winner from then. So who's to stop? They've been telling you for the longest time the ones who declare the winner, not Congress, not the Electoral College. We basically are being overthrown by the media. That's what's
Yeah,
happening. The
yeah,
American public is being overthrown by the news media. And Facebook and Twitter and all the rest of them are all involved in it. And we've all been seeing it, we've all been saying it, and there is nothing to stop it.
yep, yep.
So if that's the case, what are we all fighting for? What are we all fighting for? If that's going to be the case, where they're just going to come in and throw a temper tantrum for 4 years, be obstructing every single thing that Trump has tried, that has actually, despite their efforts, has resulted in the best economy, resulted in more employment across the board, especially with minority groups, resulted in legislation passing that would have taken has taken decades, between pharmaceuticals, between
Hmm.
deals across countries, getting rid of NAFTA so that we could be more competitive, so that
Yep.
like, if all of these things are not important to the majority, let's just say the majority of Americans, this is what they try to make us believe. If none of these things are important, then what do we fight? Why are we stressing?
Hmm. Hmm.
I,
The thing is, now here's the irony, Kat. So you mentioned the trade deals, and you mentioned some of the economic benefits that were granted given the Trump administration's policies. But just look at what they're going to do with immigration as well.
Mhm.
Immigration is going to be a mess. They're going to open the gates.
They're
They're going to
starting
tear
with DACA.
they're going to tear down the wall that
Mhm.
Trump's built up, and they're not going to enforce the immigration laws. All of these urban centers, quote unquote, that voted for and cheated for Biden, they're going to be
Mhm.
flooded with illegal immigrants.
And they deserve him. They deserve every single illegal and all of the inflated crime and all of the drugs and everything that comes with them, because you don't just get the mothers with the kids fleeing from, the tyranny of other countries. You get the drug traffickers, the human traffickers. What you haven't heard throughout this entire time when they've been bashing Trump is how many truckloads of children have been found randomly across the country. 45 kids, I think, the day after the election, a truck was stopped with 45 kids in it. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
hear not a peep about any of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not a
Mm-hmm.
peep.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, at a
Mm-hmm.
certain point, it's just so exhausting when you have the judges have been appointed by the Democrats and have been paid off by who knows who, and you have all these different groups at the very local level, city
Mm-hmm.
council level. You have the
Mm-hmm.
sheriff, the that won't allow, like, the legal system and judges'
Yeah. In
orders to be
Philadelphia,
enforced.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
insane.
in Philadelphia, the sheriff did not enforce the judge's order.
This
That
is
is insane.
this is literally mob rule. It just literally is. The gangster with the biggest reach and infiltration into all of the systems is the one that's really in control.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, unless you're willing, as a populace, as a population, to fight that fight, then it's not worth it at the highest office, because the reality is Joe Biden is just a figurehead.
Mm-hmm.
He is not doing anything. He's had
Yep.
47, 48 years in Congress to come up with legislation to make deals, backdoor deals with whoever
To make
else who
things better.
they've already had policies in place. You think that the Affordable Care Act came out of Obama's ass? I don't think so. That's Nancy Pelosi, that's Maxine Waters,
Yep.
that's all the Democratic powers that be in their little wish list that they threw in, and they couldn't tell you because it's been, 40 years in the making of trying to reach socialized medicine.
Yep.
Now you're going to
Exactly.
have socialized healthcare. You're going to
Hmm.
have you already have socialized school educational system.
Yep.
The energy system, all of our energy. Forget about energy independence. The price
Yep.
of oil and gas guaranteed is going to go up. It has
Yep.
to. It has to. That is where their money is.
Yep.
That is where their deals are.
Yep. Yep.
That's where their power is.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's a good if if now you got two runoff seats in Georgia.
Well, we
And
don't know yet because the counting didn't finish. So some people, David Perdue only has to get 50%, more than 50%.
okay.
If he can eke that out, which he may, given that it's supposed to be, military ballots coming in that they're still not coming in, but that they're still counting. It's like something like 8,000 ballots left.
Uh-huh.
If he can pull ahead of Ossoff, and can you just think Ossoff, like what a dweeb. Ugh, he's like Anthony Weiner part two.
Yep.
If he can eke that out, then it's just one seat, which is Kelly Loeffler versus I forget the guy's name, but he's pretty candidate just because he's a black guy backed by what's her name? Stacey Abrams, I think. That's their progressive candidate that they threw in there. So I'm sure they had a lot of, you know, legit get out to vote efforts. They probably found like 60,000 votes that just had his name on it. That's it. Like they didn't vote anything else on the ballot. I mean, it's absurd. It's totally absurd.
It's
So there's
crazy.
so there's two seats, but potentially one that's up in the air, hopefully.
Mm, mm. So if it's even if that one in the air, they still need both. They still
Yeah.
need both seats.
Yeah. They're not
They
going to
need
get the
both.
majority if Republicans come out. But I'll tell you one thing. I haven't heard nothing from Governor Kemp. And if and unless Trump finds it in his little heart to go out and campaign for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, they might have a real challenge of maintaining the Senate because there's a lot of people that are really pissed off about what is happening in Georgia and the fact that there's no Republicans coming out besides what Collins uh, that are coming out to support Trump.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
None. They all tuck their tails and are hiding and waiting to see what transpires. They got no spine, which is exactly why the Democrats have been able to take over control and ram through whatever they want,
Yep.
whenever they want.
Yep.
So screw them all, Juan. You
Yeah.
want to go down? Let's go down in the biggest form and fashion we can.
Well, that's
Blow
what's
up the
been
whole system.
well, that's what's been happening to these cities. And on the state level and local level, when you look at Las Vegas, when you look at Detroit, when you look at Pennsylvania, when you look at Atlanta, Fulton County, the state reps, the Republicans, a lot of these guys are freaking never Trumpers.
If you follow my Facebook page, you already know how I feel about the grotesqueness of a never Trumper.
No,
Like,
but a lot of these state Republican representatives,
yes,
they are never Trumpers, and
I know.
they haven't pumped the resources into these areas, which allowed the Democrats to get away with some of this fraud.
Yes, they probably aided and abetted them.
Yeah,
If you know it's
yeah,
happening and you're not stopping it, you're aiding and abetting the situation.
yeah. Well,
That's
yeah.
just what it is.
The Lincoln Project with Michael Steele and the rest of those Republican rhino tards.
Smelling like old sweaty tangas.
Yeah, and Michael
That's what they
Steele.
are.
That's what I don't understand about
The
Michael Steele.
nerve.
Michael Steele orchestrated when he was the RNC chairman, the Tea Party conservative comeback in 2012, and then again in 2012 when they took the House. And so Michael Steele messed around, 2010 and 2012. Michael Steele, and then he get pushed out of the RNC by the donor class. Right?
Well, and then who is Ryan's Priebus and Ryan? What the hell is his first name?
Reince Priebus.
No, the other young guy that hates. He ran for vice president with the Mormon.
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan. So, well, here's the thing.
Haters.
Michael Steele get pushed out. So he more than anyone should understand how Trump feels.
Exactly.
But he's on MSNBC. So he's traded in his balls for 30 pieces of silver on MSNBC. He's on MSNBC all year, the last couple of years, bashing Trump.
Yep.
And I'm thinking like, dude, are you kidding me? Even I know you're on MSNBC, but where are your balls?
There's no loyalty. These are the people, if this was like mob mentality, these are the people you got to kill first. These are the ones you got to set up. It's the defectors in your own crew that are going to take you down. Those are the ones you got to hit first, not your enemy.
And then Michael Steele goes on this diatribe about, well, we have to rebuild the Republican Party. Ain't nobody following you.
Nope. Nope, not at all.
Who in the hell gonna follow you? Trump, look, at the end of the day, people, it's going to be a long list of people because Trump's going to be a kingmaker now.
And he holds
grudges. Whether you
grudges,
like it or not.
He holds big time grudges.
Whether you like it or not.
AOC thinks she got a list. Trump got a list. And he's like Santa Claus. He's going to be checking it twice, crossing names off. He's going to blow up your spot.
Whether you like it or not, Trump is the new kingmaker in the Republican Party, and that endorsement is gonna go a long way. And ain't nobody gonna follow Michael Steele or Rick Wilson or any of the rhinos over there at the Lincoln Project anywhere. Who the hell is gonna? Nobody knows who you are, Steele.
And nobody cares. At this point, they're like, go away. Like Michelle Obama, like, go away. Just go away. It's enough time of listening to you, having to see you, having to worry about your thoughts on all these different subjects. Go away. Be graceful enough to get the fuck out of here.
And on top of that, you don't know if Trump is going to contemplate running in 2024 because he damn well might.
Juan, I don't know if I could take it, Juan.
He might do a Grover Cleveland.
I don't know if I can take it, Juan. I don't know. These people are crazy. I just want to sit back with some popcorn at this point and watch the show go on because the show The Circus. This is a circus. There's 3 stages happening. There's stuff going on everywhere. Acrobatics flying all over the sky. You don't know which way to look. You don't know what's happening. Somebody's getting sawed and another one's on a you don't know. Where's the next thing coming out from? You don't know.
No, but these lawsuits, I think they're going to go somewhere. Pennsylvania specifically.
I want him to stretch it out to the nth degree, to the last moment of the last day, of the last minute that he could possibly torture these people. That's what I would love for him to do in every single way. Bow out, concede. Are you crazy? He don't got to concede nothing. He just got to wait to see if Biden catches the Rona, and that might flip the whole thing on its head because ain't no way Biden's going to win, is going to survive the Rona. I don't care how many people like Walter Reed he got. Like, it's not happening. It is not happening. So let's just wait. He might have him out another few weeks. Biden till inauguration day. Then what happens?
I can realistically see in this thing last until December.
Yes. Oh, hell yes.
The lawsuits and all of that and the counting. They have to do all of the recounting by December the 14th before the Electoral College.
Audit.
Yeah.
Not just a recount. They need an audit. They need a list, which they have. They have this information. They need to know who is voting in what state and what their vote was, and match it all up accordingly. And when you reach 100,000 something plus that are not in accordance with the people that are on their voter rolls, that there's a massive problem. And I want him to make sure he counts every single one of those 100 and however many, because they're out there. 1,000% they're out there.
Yeah.
They're out there.
Trump, we go to bed. Trump is ahead. What? In Pennsylvania?
700,000.
700,000 votes. And then they stop counting, and then we wake up, and he's slipping behind. I mean, he's not behind. But
it dropped to like 90,000. It dropped to like 90,000.
Like 100,000 votes. Like,
dude,
what?
It's absurd. It's totally absurd. But the fact that this is what, okay, so let's take it in two parts, right? We, as normal-minded people that can see like the big picture without being emotionally charged, because liberals cannot be nothing but emotion. Logically and reasonably, it does not make sense. It just does not make sense, right? So, okay, let's figure out where the corruption is. We already know it's a corrupt system. They're not letting people in to see the count. Obviously, they don't want us to see whatever they got going on behind the curtain, right? And then mysteriously, miraculously, like counting the last few ballots that have come in, they're counting boxes and boxes and boxes of ballots that just got dropped off. So you mean to tell me that people who had 3, 4, 5 weeks to vote absentee ballot and mail in their vote, they mailed it in on November 3rd, and now you got to wait 3 extra days for it all to be collected? 100 and something thousand people decided instead of voting early and getting their vote in to count, they're going to wait to the last day. Does that make sense to you?
That makes absolutely no sense
because
to me.
It's nonsensical. It's just total BS. But then the second part is the people who hate Trump so much that they're willing to sacrifice their own freedoms to get him out, to replace him with a man that has a record of oppressing and suppressing Blacks and their ability to climb the ladder to become middle class.
Yep. Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Jim Crow Joe.
Does that make sense? Like, that's the bigger insult. Like, we know the system is corrupt. We know the politicians are fueled by money and power. We know that all of those hierarchies and the political junkies and even the media and advertisers and lobbyists, we know that they're messed up. But the people too, the people are so willing to cut their nose to spite their face because they don't like Trump, the man who has released more prisoners. Joe Biden wrote the legislation to get locked up. That is the crazy part. That is the part. You are undoing. Make America Great has created a sense of hatred in people who are waving a flag for Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. It's like we've entered another realm, another dimension, or stage of dementia. I don't know.
So here's another breaking news from the Epoch Times. Election systems in Michigan County appeared to be connected to the internet.
I thought it was a printer glitch.
No, there's a sworn affidavit saying so. There was also a story where someone saw a Biden bus. Okay, here we go. There were someone, it was in Vegas. There was a Biden bus and they were filling out absentee votes, mail-in votes.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of iPhone videos showing people, and then on Facebook, the disclaimer underneath it says on the fact check, what you are watching is not someone filling out an absentee ballot, as we are literally watching the video of someone sitting there with a pen filling out a ballot. They are telling us in the little caption, this is not the video. This is not what you're seeing. My man, my man, what you mean? You telling me literally I'm not seeing what the fuck I'm saying? Come on. Come on. I can't. But listen, let me tell you straight up, if you I evaluated my life, right? I evaluated my day to day. I evaluated the amount of freedom that I have living here in Georgia without a mask on every day. I evaluated how great it is that my kids can still have the luxury afforded to them to be in school from, a regular class day, and they have a sense of normalcy in their life. I have evaluated that within myself, and I realized other people want to continue their lockdowns, want to continue to pretend that they're in some crazy pandemic that is good. If you wear a mask, you will be saved. That keeping your kids at home is not a detriment to not only their education, but their psyche, their sense of self-esteem, their socializing. If you feel like those are the things that you need to do in your life, that's why you voted that way, why am I going to stop you? Why should I stop you?
Well, bottom line is, if you want freedoms now, you're gonna have to buy them. It'll be just like any. It'll be just like any other banana republic. If you
That's
want certain
it.
freedoms, you're just gonna have to get out of the middle class somehow, folks.
If
I
you
mean,
have enough, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, I can afford to do and live and be the way I want to be because I don't have the restrictions of dealing with a 9 to 5. I built my own business and I struggled through the entrepreneurship, something that a lot of people are just not willing to do. Some people are bosses and some people are worker bees. Now, if all the worker bees decide that they need the master to tell them how to live because that's how they want to be and that's what they choose and that's what they elected, then who am I to tell them that they can't have that?
mm, mm.
Take it. Go for it. I lived that life.
Let's
I
see
grew up
how.
in that life. I was on when my mom had 4 kids, 4 as a single mother and living in the projects, and when food stamps were physical pieces of paper,
Yep.
that's what we used. And I remember standing on the lines in the churches to get groceries.
Yep.
And you would get a huge block of cheese. It wasn't sliced. A huge block of cheese, a huge block of meat, and that was how you got food. I had no idea that you didn't get. I thought that's how everybody got food that way. I had no idea that that wasn't how most people live. I walked that life. I know what it's like to trip over bodies and people drunk in the street, on drugs, strung out, pimps, prostitutes walking around. I totally lived that. Project buildings. You want to know what an elevator looks like? You walk in, there's urine, there's spit, there's all kinds of feces or whatever in any given corner. You never touch the walls of a project elevator, and you
Yep.
hardly want the floors.
Yep.
Want to mess up your shoes. Like, I have lived that life. I've walked
Yep.
that walk. So if, Jenny wants to live that life because she feels like Trump is a pussy grabber and she just can't bring herself to vote for him despite the fact that he's improved lives of many, many, many people.
Yep.
Okay, Jenny, let's go build a project next to your suburbs. We'll do it.
Yep. If
Yep. But yeah, it's just It's insane. It's insane. But if that's what you want, if that's what you really like, you enjoy living life this way, then go ahead. Screw them.
Have at it.
Screw them. I'm going to be all right. Either way it goes, I know how to live off food stamps or I know how to live off my own money that I make running my own business. Do you?
Yep.
I know how to homeschool my kid and not go crazy. Do you? If you a project chick and you at home with 3 kids and fine, you know how to, flip money to make whatever you want. Can you educate your children?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You mad at Trump? How you gonna live? How your kids gonna grow up to do anything other than be ignorant if you can't educate them?
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, forget about healthcare. God forbid you have somebody with a problem. Oh, don't get sick right now. Do not get sick right now. Because if you gotta go to the hospital, oh, child, they surging corona everywhere. And they're gonna cut off your services. You're gonna be on a line, a waiting list, just like every other country that has turned in this direction. I don't know why we have to try the experiment for ourselves, but okay, that's how you want it. Do it, Juan. Do it.
Give the people what they want. They want
Give them what
banana.
they want.
They
Yep.
want banana republics. Then they can have it.
In every other country, there is an elite class and there are the poor. And if you poor now, I hate to tell you,
You're gonna be really poor when they
being
go.
poor in a socialist under socialism is like 10 times more po than being poor in a rich country in the first world.
Yep.
So, when you got to walk to the gas station and fill up 1 gallon so you could maybe no, they changed to mopeds. They don't even drive cars anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'd be 6 deep on a moped.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, it's sad. I mean, it's sad. It's really sad.
Listen, we've been fighting this powers for what? At least for me since 9/11. I know
Mm-hmm.
when I
Yep.
started watching the news and I heard how they were reporting what was happening during 9/11 and then Bush went to war and all this. No, 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 no.
That's what
There's
I.
something wrong happening here.
That's when I knew something was wrong with Bush.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, okay. So we're going to Afghanistan, and I'm like, all right, okay, yeah, maybe they attacked us, and then okay, we're going to Iraq all of a sudden. I'm like,
Mm.
what? We doing what? We going
Mhm.
where?
And not getting oil, not getting anything, but having trafficking of opiates.
Not getting any benefits, really.
0 benefits, but having tons of drug trafficking coming in from the countries that we're supposed to be over there fighting with. Like, what
Yep.
are we making drug deals or are we at a war? I didn't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
then you just keep pushing the can down the road and see a little bit more. They entered into all these world organizations. Like, why we need to be in world organizations? Do you see what happened when the European nations adopted the euro? All
Yep.
of their economies collapsed. Now they're
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to untangle themselves from each other.
Yeah, they are. Yep, exactly.
So why would you want to take the leading economy in the world and entangle it with all these broke ass economies, which is why all of the people are coming to the United States.
Yep, exactly.
Maybe they want to end immigration. Maybe that's what it is, because people will definitely not be flooding here once America goes socialist. For what? They just stay in their
Yeah.
own country. Same shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Well, they want to open borders, first of all, and they want the North American continent to be similar to Europe. They want
Yeah.
an open borders continent. They want a flow of traffic between the US, Mexico, and Canada. I mean, that's what they want. They've
I
been
mean,
wanting that for a long time.
it pretty much already is that way. The
Yep,
only caveat is be legal. Come in
exactly.
here if you have business, if you have family. you have something like that to offer. They have visas and stuff for agricultural workers. There's a lot of programs that are in place for people who come here to work from
Yep.
other countries.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
hey, it is what it. You want it? You want socialism? Let's do it. You want to be on welfare and food stamps? Let's do it. You want to send your kid to public school? Go right ahead. You let me know how much of it you could take, because I
Mm.
guarantee in the first year of the collapse of the states, these same people gonna be crying in a room somewhere talking about we didn't know, we want our freedoms back, and I'll be sitting back like, told you, stupid.
Dumbasses.
We told you you was dumb. Actually, we'll be doing that from Mexico because John and I, Chico and I already decided like, well, we live in here when we could go to Mexico. Seems like he has more sense at this point, anyways. And our
Yeah.
money goes farther. Our business, I'm telling you, our business is online and it's international. I get paid no matter where I live.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, Puerto Vallarta,
Yeah. Puerto
Cabo,
Vallarta is good. Yeah. Yeah.
here
Yeah.
I come. Playa del Carmen, any of them,
Puerto
any of
Vallarta.
those.
Yeah.
And the medical system, despite what people may think, is about 20 times cheaper than here. And if you have money and cash to pay, they'll give you proper services right away.
Yeah. They give you a discount too.
Huge. My daughter, unfortunately, had cut her foot open while we were in Playa del Carmen.
Uh huh.
The second day of our vacation, second day, when she was what, 6 years old, 5 years
Uh
old,
huh.
6 years old, we had to rush to their urgent care thing, and she had to get 4 stitches in her toe. $75, Juan.
Get the hell
Four.
out of here. That's all right.
$75, including the anesthesia, the stitches. The doctor who came in to do it was a plastic surgeon intern who was a resident who
Oh
was
wow. That's
learning
pretty cool.
plastic surgery. So you can't even see the stitches, like where the stitches are. Her nail is a little messed up, but that's about it. Can you
That's
imagine
that's pretty cool.
$75?
Yeah. That's pretty
Like,
cool.
listen, I'm gonna have to go to Mexico. Which is
Wow.
okay for at least 4 years until people snap back out of this stupidity that they're asking for because they
I
just
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know where I would go. I think I would.
Mexico, come to
Mexico.
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 Hell
Mexico.
yeah. We could get, you could get a fat condo, pool, all the amenities, gym and everything on a beach. You could have a chauffeur, a chef, and a maid.
What? I might
Yeah.
have to retire there.
Yeah, for sure. Costa Rica's another one.
Yeah, I was
Costa
thinking
Rica's
Costa
another one.
Rica. Yeah, I was thinking Costa Rica.
They have nice developments. Yeah, dude, for what? Stay here for what? And deal with these whiny ass people for 4 more years and have to listen to Juan Williams? No, no, thank you. I'm done with Juan Williams. I'm done with Brett Baer. I'm done with Martha McCallum. I'm done with all of them. The nerve that all of these damn people have to be telling us, they're going to tell us what we know, what
I
we
don't.
don't need to know, and how they're experts coming at us. No, let me tell you something. Recognize who your audience is and then act appropriately. You don't appreciate my business? I got to pay for cable news. Hello. You don't appreciate my business? Guess what? I ain't watching you. Go fight for ratings for somebody
Yeah,
else.
they're saying the ratings are dipping at Fox now. So,
Hell to the yeah. And for all my conservatives, ban that shit until we get a decision on this election.
yeah,
That's my takeaway from
they're
this.
saying the ratings are dipping. That Newsmax and OAN are
Oh
taking
yeah.
ratings away from Fox big
Oh
time.
yeah. Oh yeah. They canceled Judge Janine.
Yeah, because she wanted to talk about the election.
They can't. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. They're the ones blowing the whistle on cancel culture, and they're the ones also perpetrating the cancel culture.
Yep, they're living in it.
They just as bad as Facebook censoring and Twitter censoring,
Yep.
now canceling the show of the one reasonable person that they had.
Well, they
Of
got they still got Tucker and Hannity, which I like both of them.
they need to take their business elsewhere. Tucker and Hannity need to go shop the deals elsewhere because I have 0% interest in listening to them yappity, 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 yet stay on the network that they know is abandoning their base. That's how
Yep.
you want to live. You need to do it for the money and for your contract or whatever. Then F you too. I don't want to hear you and your bullshit either. Don't be fakeration. Don't come over here fake. Don't be Trump, 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 Trump. Oh, well, Fox News upper echelon is saying we can't talk about that right now. No, no,
Mhm.
no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be
Well,
paying for direct TV and satellite this and that to be watching your ass.
Fox has definitely betrayed their audience.
Yeah.
Definitely, especially when they called that Arizona early. That was a total betrayal.
Not only that, then they wouldn't take it back. And then the dweeb that they had on to be so smug to talk about the numbers. He reminded me of Fauci
Hmm.
with his nose turned up at every. I know people are upset at us, but excuse me. Who the hell? That's when you got to do the clap and the hand in the face. Who the hell do you think you are, little man? You didn't need to
Hmm.
say nothing. As a matter of fact, I didn't need them to call any state until they got to at least 90% votes in. Don't
Yep.
tell me what the electorate is going to be at 1% because you
Yep.
already know. If you already know, what the hell do we even vote for if you already know?
And this is with over 1 million votes still left to count when they called it.
Yeah,
It's like, what in the
they
world?
called it at 20%. They called it at 20% in.
Mm,
20% ain't the majority.
that's terrible.
It's the worst. It's the worst unless they already knew the numbers, in which case they're in on it. In which case, I don't got to pay to watch your station anymore. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you. I'm taking a Fox News break until they resolve all this stuff. I don't want to know what their opinion is because they don't care what our opinion is. So,
Well, folks, you heard it here first. Fox News is trash. Thank you for tuning in to Juan and Kathy Talk. You can catch us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Like us, comments, anything to help us move our show along. I'm also on The Cure, and you can catch me there on Facebook, Twitter, and Kat is Kathy Talks.
yes, yes. All right, guys. Have a fabulous evening. Make sure to comment, share, like, subscribe, hit us up on Facebook while we're still on it, and we will see you next time. Ciao.
Ciao.
This is The Cure.